Hey guys, welcome to another session with me. Definitely it should be interesting session more because we are finally starting to see some market movements. I mean, Yuki was fine. Like, don't get me wrong, we had an interesting session, but from everything that I wanted, only one thing actually worked out. When I say actually worked out, actually managed to go for the pullback, and that was the pound dollar. The only trade I had this morning was the pound dollar. Let me share the chart with you. Explain you the reason. Okay, we had a trend that was bearish. We were bullish the US dollar, and since we want to trade the opposite side, also the pound was bearish. We had a strong trend. We also created this nice flag. So the same setup we had on Monday just came out today. Let me just return the indicator. And from there, what we seen was what? A strong push lower during the early Yuki session. So my entire plan for the Yuki session was just to be patient, wait for the pullbacks, and then enter a trade against the highs at 133.93. And like I'm always telling you guys, I'm going only for 1 to 2. Market rejected that part exactly at the 50% pullback. Easy 1 to 2. That's all that I really cared about. Like we waited other pairs, like for example, gold. I wanted gold short, but that short never happened. I'm starting to question, at least right now, if the short still makes sense. I mean, we are bearish. This week was bullish, definitely a bullish week, and we are seeing a nice correction at the moment. Now, why am I questioning the idea of selling? It's more the idea, all I cared about today was that we return back to this bearish order block and that from there try to get a short towards the liquidity. Now that liquidity has been tested, and definitely I still believe that market should move lower, but even if you look at the fib levels, fib expansion from here to here, we already tested the equilibrium, so I'm not that keen. We'll see how market will develop, especially since we have a data coming from the Europe in 15 minutes. We have the data coming from Canada, employment data and retail sales from the Canada in 30 minutes. Also, we have jobless data from US and ECB press conference. So we have a plenty of data that should finally move this market, and we need to watch how market will react once we test this area over here. Like if market finds some resistance, we can try to still get some place short like I wanted during the UK session. Again, just focusing on 1 to 2, nothing more than that. But let's see. Go back all the markets. Dollar index bullish. We remain bullish like entire week on this pair. And what we can see is that market is just making higher highs, higher lows. Until that doesn't change, or better to say, until we don't hear any decent data coming from US about Iran, we definitely need to rely on that idea that the dollar index is going to go higher. So we want to continue to go with that same approach that if market makes a pullback, that's just a correction, and that we can expect a new high. Today we already seen a spike higher. Like I'm not going to tell you to buy right now, or because at the end of the day, you would be buying into the resistance. Market already rejected this previous week's high. So you need to wait for the market to reset a little bit. Now, at least we need to see market coming back here towards the order block before we start thinking about buying this pair again. With that said, it's going to be hard to get, let's say, currency plays that much today. Like, possible, but let's see. For example, euro, I would skip more because we have a lot of data coming up. Like, when I say a lot of data, we have the ECB rates, we have the press conference. For me, rates won't create anything special, especially since we're not expecting any change there. What's more important to me would be that press conference to hear what they want to do with the rates next. So automatically, I would skip the euro, but if you want to trade euro, definitely same idea as the dollar index, just inverse that part around. So you need to wait at least for the market to return towards this 15 minutes order block and from there to try to get new lows. Still holding around the lows. I'm happy with the trades that we had there. I'm not going to push my luck, especially since we tested this liquidity from here. So automatically I'll wait for a pullback before I try the short again. It was working perfectly in this week. Like if you are looking at the hourly time frame, we are around the equal X 127.2. For me, if I start to count the lags, I would count this as a 535, so some sort of a correction at the moment. So let's see if there is a chance that we reverse higher. I would really love that part to count this as a larger flag and from there try to get towards the new highs. But the short term definitely trend is bearish, and we can't deny that part. Like I'm fine with us seeing something like this, but can we make money since you would still need to hold the stops here? You need to hold the stop loss over here. Like if you want to be more aggressive, maybe something like holding a stop at 133.77 can help, but even that wouldn't give you the good risk reward if you ask me. So let's skip that part for now. Aussie dollar, and say bullish. It's ugly. Like I told you guys over the Yuki session, it's more ranging. Like we are stuck over here. Definitely, like if you look the trend is bullish. But the short-term momentum looks ugly. You can go call this a potential head and shoulders if you want. Ugly, but you can still say that part. So let's see, like I would skip it. Maybe like when I say skip it, maybe the only way how I see this part working out would be if you manage to close above 70, but close. Even better to say this very shorter block. So from there, then a pullback longs would be fine, but everything else is just a range play, nothing else. So I would probably skip this part as much as I could. You guys? Kiwi is also the pair that we had on the radar all morning. Unfortunately, this is the pair that never reached towards the zone. Like the trend is bearish here. much cleaner compared to the, let's say, Aussie dollar at the moment. I would still go with that same idea, guys. Like high hourly order block, and from there try to get into the shorts or the previous week's lows. But we need to wait for that pullback. I'm just watching on the other screen the news, like to if you guys have any questions. Okay. We have 7 minutes till the rates. Gold still around that highs a little bit. Nothing special. We have a cat news also. We look the trend, trends say bearish. The part I don't like about the dollar cat is the idea that we never tested anything special. Like you can say that market found resistance from here, but is this really the crazy good liquidity? Not really. Even that we never tested. So my question in mind is, should we wait for a better level or short it right away? More because here, for me, that's a blank space. I don't see anything that can tell us, okay, there is something, there is some good liquidity resting here, and that's the reason why market moved. So automatically, definitely, we are seeing some bearish reaction short term, probably caused by the idea that we have the data coming up soon. Think I would skip it more because of the news, like more because of the news. So crude is so high today, like it's pushing really strongly and nicely. Yen created a new high, went down, tested the order block, went up again. Definitely we are bullish, there is no denying that part. Remember the last time when we talked, like what I told you guys, the only like long side is good, but you need some retest. And market retested this resistance, so from there that was fine. You also had earlier today a triangle, like a little bit larger triangle. We are seeing triangle after triangle in dollar yen over and over for the last, let's say, couple of months. We also have this small triangle here. So let's see. Maybe if we return to 163.50 and from there try something out using 4. Yen is maybe a okay idea for now. Like we need to see how markets will react for the euro, like how euro will react. But in general, like we have the trend that's bullish. We have a nice pullback, like a correction deep enough. We tested the liquidity that was sitting down here. So automatically we tested something. So we managed to return above this 186.35. We could easily see the new highs here. you can just trade it as a simple flag play, nothing else. Like you should be good to go. Like you can create good enough risk reward. Just pay attention to that idea. Like just pay attention to the idea of rates and ECB. That's something that can move the euro yen easily. Just be aware of that. Pound yen, pound dollar is bearish. Here we say bullish as a trend, but like I told you guys during the UK session, this larger order block is still offering a nice sellers. So we'll see. Like I'm skipping. It's too choppy for my taste and liking, especially for a day trading. It's not ideal at the moment. Guys, turn off the camera for a second more so you can see everything better. See some sort of flag trend is bullish. You can look for the long. Not the perfect, definitely setup, but I really believe that we should be good to go. Let's see. 1 minute, guys, till the news. We can see how market will react quick. We have 16 minutes till the data coming from the Canada. See if we have some news reaction from the rates. But like I said, not expecting the rates to change to stay at 2.4. Yeah, everything as expected. Let's see if market will react at all. Monetary policy state. We have that conference that we need to see. Back after, like we have the news from Canada later on, like it's 15 minutes, and ECB, like, and the US is US, yeah, US and Canada in 14 minutes now. So we'll see if there is some momentum from there. Gold slightly lower after the news. That's the part, like, I want to get short at the gold, but it is that we tested this part. Like, of course, market can continue to move lower, especially after the news. And if we manage to close nicely lower, we can go push down. Just check something up. reading the ECB statement. Like everybody is blaming, not blaming, but worrying about Iran. Of course, you should worry about Iran, but at the end of the day, someone needs to work on that part. It's just a bullshit. Yeah. I love to watch. I really love to watch more gold futures compared to CFD data, but in general, you can get away, especially like if you're not using some volume study, you can get away with the CFDs. I personally prefer futures market. It is the same thing, just slightly different price. Nothing special from the movements we can. Yen failed to break this part, so yeah. So only like if you want to play the Euro Yen, like a lot of people just look for the breakout and that's fine. But when we are talking about the breakout, just give me a moment to find the stupid tool. So if you're looking at the market that's trying to break up, we have here. I would never consider this as a breakout, more because it's something that was created by a time, not a price. When I see time, like as soon as this 15-minute candle opened, you've seen the break. So automatically that break is not a valid one. That's why in cases like that, I would wait for the market to close above this part, so 186.35. From there, like a pullback place should be fine. But to waste time just waiting for the breakout, that's not going to work. Okay. Then also lower that collapse. Look at re-collapse. We tested the order block, moved lower. So this was a setup, but it was missed one. So we'll need to wait for the next one. The trend is bearish. Definitely, I'm just looking for the market to test this liquidity around 160.15. Don't think you have the chance to react there. I mean, you can, but it's a waste of time. It's trade that won't get you 1 to 1. Starting to think if there is a chance to look for the long in gold. Like I know it's crazy because my idea bias is bearish, but waiting for this bearish order block to be reached can take some time. And everyone that know me knows that sometimes I don't like that. That's why I day trade more because I don't have that much patience, especially when you sit down from UK session till the end of the US. You want trades. So there's similar thing like trend is bearish. We want to look for the sell from the higher time frame order block. So this is hourly order block. Let me see it better. market do this, yeah, I can look for the short. Before that, that's a waste of time. I mean, following the trend is always the best advice. Copper is something we wanted to get into a long position today, but Copper failed to confirm. Like what they wanted to see was a close above this area. We never got it there. Like it offered a resistance, so we are moving down. So same thing as we want in, let's say, gold, what we want in silver. Like a pullback plays are fine. Everything else is going to be the waste of time. Crypto order block worked out. I didn't expect it because this one, this small order block, perfectly worked out this morning. And after that, again, market revisited that same order block. Market is rejecting it again. So short term bearish here, especially with so strong US dollar. It's hard to be bullish. Maybe Ethereum is the only thing I'm thinking about to see if it's worth a gamble. Like we tested the 50%. Yesterday, Ethereum created a new higher high. Today we got one, two, three. So some sort of a flag formation. We even nicely moved higher during the early session. And then we are creating again like three like move like a flag. So ideally I would love to see the price holding this part. So 190.09, so 190.10. And well, that's true. That's something like this is not a bad idea. Of course, market need to return. That's buying now. Need to prove that part, but from all the pairs that I seen, definitely Ethereum is worth trying. Of course, while this hold. If it's not holding, we are just skipping it. Eagle still refusing to push. So the perfect scenario maybe today is not like keep in mind like it's Thursday. If you look at the last 4 or 5 Thursdays, every Thursday we had a strong momentum. I like that and don't like that. Like I like it because I love momentum for trading. I don't like that more because it's not like always you'll get that perfect entry. But let's say we'll follow the market like you're creating another order block, the 15 minutes time frame. So maybe that will work. Maybe that will get retested. Who knows? Like if market wants to go here and then lower, or here and then lower. Like whatever happen, we'll watch, we'll see. Let's see the news. 4 minutes still. The data. Let's wait for that, guys, and we'll see if we need to change something in the plan or this should be it. I'm thinking like we didn't have any decent US data lately. Maybe like even with so strong US dollar, the US fundamental data is bullshit. It's bad. Like if you we weren't in the war, and if the crude wasn't pushing higher, US dollar should not be moving higher. But that's why in trading you need to take a look from all the angles if you want to beat the market. Like you can't just rely on a technical, you can't just rely on the fundamental study. You need to combine both of them. The crude definitely just higher. We have a lot of unfilled gaps, but it's just moving higher. Like I waited for anything today, any decent pullback to try to buy it, but nothing. We'll see. Of course, sooner or later it's just going to drop, especially if Trump comments something stupid. So yeah, 2 minutes, guys. And after that, ECB in 17 minutes. Look at the NQ and the ES. You can use the I like the framework indicator more because you can use it on any instrument you want. There is no difference if you're trading forex, crypto, or indices. It's working. Like it's giving you everything that you need. Like we had that divergence between ES and NQ yesterday. From there, market is pushing lower nicely. Today we rejected the order block on the NQ, creating the new low. So from that point of view, we can expect to see a further push down. But as you can see, like ES returned to the weekly open. NQ is close to the weekly open. So these two instruments are boring at this moment to me. So I'm more focused on gold. But who knows? Maybe that will change soon. I mean, for NQ and ES, I like to trade them during the opening of the US session. So that would be in 1 hour from now, not before that, because that's when you have the liquidity. That's why I'm not watching. They're out. Retail sales 1% from Canada. Little better jobless data than expected from the US. If you drop to the 1 minute time frame, market is not reacting. The gold is reacting like fine. Gold is reacting. US dollar is not reacting. To this part, I think especially from news like ECB is the next, so seems that everybody wants to wait for the ECB. Let's just quickly check. Dollar CAD was doing. And dollar CAD like not Euro CAD, Euro CAD. Nah, nothing. So guys, just stick with the same plan. You'll need to wait definitely today. Is a little bit or boring because of that. You can look for the reversal plays, that's fine here and there, but I would rather wait for the market to reach some important levels, like retrace a little bit and from there try to get a position. Everything else definitely is not that interesting. Let's see. Going lower. Ethereum didn't return like it's getting too deep like for buying. So just give up with that idea. We'll need to wait for the next setup. But okay. Thank you, yes. Lower. Like crude is going lower. Dollar index slightly lower on the 15 minutes and thinking like gold should maybe move higher. Maybe. It's aggressive, especially since we have the ECB going on. And the trend is down. Like I'm saying, guys, if you want to play safe, look for the short place in gold. I want to see something, some bullish momentum, something that will help me to get into the longs. A quick scalp along gold, but just for 70 bucks, nothing special. Like I said, I'm not going to share that part because it's the bearish move. Like bearish trend indicator is telling you look for the sell, not look for the long. I'm just out, quick profit, just to say that I traded something. Maybe this Euro Aussie is the pair to focus on. Like today, I'm saying that more because trend is bullish. I'm counting this as a potential ugly flag, ugly but still flag. Ideally, if you manage to close above here, so 63.10, you can focus on a pullback place towards like 1 to 2 and use the lows over here at 162.89 as your stops. Keep in mind you have the ECB in 9. Second, watch that part and be here. We'll close this part for today, but let's see. A BTC down. Ethereum definitely definitely nothing yet. The euro fine. See how market will react during the order blocks. And you'll need to wait for the pullback. Honestly, I'm out of that idea. Kiwi, I want the short, but you need to get pullback first. Get higher. Yen continue to move higher. Maybe Euro Yen can move during the ECB. Like, also, that's the pair that you can focus on. Something like this. Why not? But I believe maybe it's not a perfect day, but you can still always find a few trades. Like, you can always really find a few trades, guys. And what I want to talk with you guys about is that idea that we are opening finally the next live challenge. Like, I was thinking a long time if we should do it or not, more because I'm doing that 100K challenges for the last 2 years. But since we are using the framework now, and we never done any challenge with a framework, I really want to try. So I want to explain you how this is going to work. The idea of the idea of mm, mm, just a moment, guys. Okay. Now, what is really that challenge? That challenge is basically a trading room. First, we have 3 to 4 educational sessions. This is just to get you started because when you join the challenge, you get all the material that you need to understand and learn right away. But still, I always believe that I need to teach you more. And I want to cover a different type of a trades that we are going to trade. We're only going to use our framework, of course, framework with by trading it on different accounts like futures account, CFDs account. There is no like I want to do it now mostly on the live account. Like the last time we ran it, I tried to do it over the prop accounts. We managed to pull it to 45K in 2 months, and that's fine. I believe that we can make more profit trading on the live account. And the idea is that you trade with me live. It's not the idea that you need to have a 100K account or more. The goal of the 100K challenge is just to show you that you can turn the small account to big. And the starting part, like starting size of the account that I'll be trading, will be 5K. And we'll have from the start of next month till the end of November to see how much we can profit. Of course, we will add the different accounts like trade the futures market a little bit just because I know a lot of my students love the futures. I'm also enjoying the NQ and gold minis on the futures market. So we will trade some props here and there, but mostly we will be trading the UK session. There will be the US session as well, but mostly this time everybody asked me to do the UK session. So we will run technically speaking, every single day the sessions for 3 months. Like I said, you get that starter masterclass, you get all strategies that you need, you will get the framework, access to the Telegram group, monthly Q&As, and what you are going to get is automated market intelligence. What's automated market intelligence is just a automated framework that you can access directly from our members area. So you don't need to run the scans on your trading view. We are running the scans 24/7 and you get the update in real time on 13 different pairs along. Also, you get the alerts when we get the signals. Also, we are going to work at daily preparation sessions like small sessions like this because what I'm doing with you guys is nothing more than a daily preparation session. We are not trading together. Live trading room is slightly different, more because there we will be trading for 2 hours every single day. Of course, some days we won't have a trade, but this time, because a lot of people complain to me that I'm only doing a day trading, I decided that this time we are going to include the swing trading as well. And when I say swing trading, we at every session we are going to build and check up our swing trade setups. So setups that we found on a higher time frame and all the trades that we are going to take on a higher time frame. On the 100K, that swing challenge, I'm really not expecting to make 100K, but I'm sure that from for the 3 months we can at least go from 5K to 15, 20,000 for a swing challenge. So I'm really passionate about that part. Everything start really soon, guys. If you want in, you just need to go to my website slash special. That's all that you really need to do. Hope you enjoyed this video, like this session. This is the final session that we've been doing for this week. We are going to continue to do free sessions from next week. Ideally, probably Tuesday will be the first session, but just check my Instagram or check your email from time to time. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and I'll see you all soon.